start to kind of evolve his game almost? He's 30, almost 31.
Yeah.
Is power now becoming a bigger part of his game than he was usually with speed?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think he's taking parts of his game to a new level. He's continuing to refine his moves, and just like you said, I think I've seen him use more power in his game and stuff like that. So that's something that makes him great. He's continuing to evolve what he does, and he's not just always doing the same thing. And so I would probably say that.
When he came in, did you say, "Hey, man, you're a little noticeably bulkier in your upper body," and then you saw him kind of unleash some of those moves?
Yeah.
Did that show that to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows, the work that he put in this offseason. He's grinding. He had a great offseason, so I know that, where he trains, he's been training there for a while, and so, he knows what he has to do to get his body right, and so, like I said, it's been cool to see him out there working, working what he always does, and also adding new things to his back.
For you as pass rushers, how tough is it to switch sides? What's the difference doing that?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely trying to do that just because, I know for us, we've played on the same side, for at least my whole career. I've been on the right, he's been on the left, and also in college, my last 2 years, I was mainly on the right, and so just really during this camp, just being comfortable, being uncomfortable, because I think it's something that we need to do just to switch it up, different looks to give different looks to the offense and stuff like that. But I think we've done a good job of trying to practice that during camp right now.
Even when you're not flipping sides per se, you guys are still moving. Like you're blitzing A gap, you're going this way, you're going that way. Is that something that you guys have talked a lot more in meetings that you're seeing more out in the practice field this year?
Yeah, I mean, I just think being more versatile, I think is always good, and I think that's something that we're adding, and I think just being able to rush in different gaps and stuff like that, whether it's the A gap or the B gap over a guard over a center, I think just makes us more versatile, just as a whole unit.
Did you do anything training to get ready to switch sides and move around?
Yeah, I mean, I was working both sides this offseason. Just when it comes to working on the run game on that side, working on different moves. And like I have like I'm not over there often, so when I'm over there, I try to just work a couple moves and stick to those and try to perfect those. And so that's really what I would focus on sometimes.
Alex, is there any more emphasis on knocking the ball down when you don't get there this year, or is it still the same?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely trying to get your hands up and get to the years is important, but just with the rules and everything, and how we can get the quarterback like we used to, it's just continued emphasis on ball searching, just getting the ball out really, because you can't take TVs, you can't hit them high, can't hit them low, can't slam them, so it's really about getting the ball out, the ball searching.
What have you learned about Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback that's going against him for the last 8-9 practices?
Yeah, it's been cool. He definitely challenges us. I think he's got one of the best hard counts in the league. He's got a couple guys that jumped. I remember we played him in 21 in Green Bay. I was watching the film like, this dude's hard counting in like 3 seconds. And so, but he's definitely challenging us. He's making us better. And so, like I said, he's doing quick snaps and stuff like that too. So that's only it's our iron sharpens iron component. So it's been cool to see him continue to get better and better, gel with the offense every single day. So I'm just excited for how they're going to continue to get better with that.
It seems like you guys have gotten home on a number of blitzes. Do you feel like you guys are bringing more blitzes, and how do you feel like that might help the rush as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a lot of guys who are capable in our defense to blitz, and so I think day by day we're getting better at that. Because ultimately, the best blitzing defenses, are good at timing the blitzes, and so I know for us, we have a lot of guys in the back end, who have been who are good blitzers, and so just getting more custom adjusted with our defense, and so I know we always have a blitz for a reason, so we've got a lot of blitz packages, and so I'm just excited to see how we bring that out.
It seems like you've been bringing the nickel a lot. Nickel pressures are big. As an edge rusher, how does that help when you have a nickel capable of doing those things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes us more versatile. Sometimes nickel's coming outside, rushing against a guard, just working speed moves, working rushes on the guard, just definitely makes it more versatile.
How unique is Jalen as a nickel and just the power and physicality that he can bring in that blitz?
Yeah, it's been cool, especially seeing him be here, and he's playing everywhere on the field, and so he's been one of the best in the game for a while, and so it's just awesome to see how he's moving around, how versatile he is, and so I'm just excited to see what he adds to our defense.
Alex, given the guys that you have back there, do you get a sense that coverage is going to help rush this year?
Yeah, I mean, we always say, rush and coverage work together, and so we know that, if those guys are back there locking it up, that gives us time, we got to hit home, and so I'm just really excited for this group and what we're building.
What have you guys done to have a different approach to how you approach the run, stopping the run, anything that you're changing from last year, especially with the way the year ended?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, we brought in, some guys in the draft and whatnot. I just think just really being locked in on the details when it comes to individual periods. Just really being sound technique with your hands, with your feet. Not peeking in the backfield when you should be, playing in your gap. And so I think it's just being a great run defense. You got to be sound, but also you got to be violent, get off blocks. And so just working on getting off blocks, something that's been huge for us.
How have the young guys like YA, like Derrick, that are new and integrating with you guys up front, doing as far as hearing your checks, making sure that they're in the right alignment and working with you guys on those things?
Yeah, I think they've done a great job coming in, and both of those guys, make a lot of plays for us, and so I'm just excited to see how they continue to grow and grow every single day. And so both those guys are they're physical guys that play hard, got good rush moves, and so I'm excited to see what they have for our defense.
Alex, during the offseason, is it mostly like self-scout for you on how tackles have been playing throughout the season, or are you looking at other pass rushers around the league to kind of take some trips from?
It's a bit of both, but it's definitely a lot of self-scout. Just looking at when it comes to pass rushing, looking at my get-off, looking at my moves, and seeing the reps that I lost. How can I get better? Seeing reps where I got pushed around the edge, like how can I continue to work on my bend to finish those rushes and not get a pressure, but get a sack, get the ball out. And so it's definitely a lot of self-scout every single offseason. And so I think as a player, like you always have to be criticized. You always have to criticize yourself in a way that you want to get better. And so for me, just never being content and always want to get better.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.